What is up, people out there in the YouTube universe? Of course, you may know me as DJ Kaz from C&J Wrestling Talk on Tuesday nights, 7:30 Eastern. But tonight, I've decided to give it like a little special for you. This is my personal SmackDown review. Now, I know a lot of you probably do not watch SmackDown, so I'm gonna try to keep this brief. Okay, we kicked off SmackDown with the promo, of course, recapping everything that happened on Monday Night Raw like they always do on Thursday Night SmackDown, but I still love it. Now, of course, we all know the Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Payback. It will be Seth Rollins defending against Orton, Reigns, and Ambrose. Now, of course, we kicked off SmackDown with a little match. I didn't really get into it. It was King Barrett versus Dolph Ziggler. The reason why I didn't get into it much is because one, it's a match that we've seen before, and usually on SmackDown they always like to redo the matches that we've seen either on Superstars, Main Event, or even Monday Night Raw, just for a little bit of funsies. Now, it kind of picked up for me when I saw Sheamus come out and end the match, and then I saw Neville come out, and then we had an impromptu tag team match. I actually enjoyed that tag team match better than I did the match previously. So yeah, that was great. But that's just a few of the rivalry between Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus more as they look to extend their rivalry to Payback. Now, I honestly cannot wait to see Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler one more time. I don't know about you guys, but I love seeing them face off one on one. Even back in 2012, when the roles were reversed, so to speak, like we got Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler for the World Heavyweight Championship on dozens of times that year, and those were great matches. Moving on to the next match. Well, actually, before we move on to that, we actually have a few segments. It was Dean Ambrose got interviewed by Renee Young. Of course, Dean Ambrose part of the Fatal 4-Way. I will get into that a lot more as my SmackDown review goes on. But like I said, back to the match. It was Luke Harper versus Fandango. I didn't get into that match. Now, what I found very interesting was actually after the match when Eric Rowan, I heard like bang, 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 and I was like, Eric Rowan, what the heck are you doing out here? This is SmackDown. You're not supposed to be on here. And lo and behold, Eric Rowan is making a slow heel turn, and people, brace yourselves. The Wyatt family may be getting back together. I don't now. Here's the thing. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be like all three of them, or if it's just gonna be Harper and Nolan. But honestly, if Harper and Rowan did get back together as a team, I wouldn't have a problem with that really. But does it really make sense to me? Like what they did tonight is just a situation. Well, okay, we have nothing for these guys to do, so we just need to put these guys back together in order to think of something, and hopefully we can break those two back up. So, like I said, that's what I saw. I found that the most interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting to see in the weeks to come if they do go forward with this. This is why you have to watch SmackDown because like you never know what's going to happen on SmackDown. Now, of course, moving on to the well, actually, before I get to the six-man tag, which was actually the best match of the night, I actually do want to discuss Rusev and Lana. Of course, Rusev came out for like a 2 minute, three minute segment talking about his I Quit match with John Cena. Now, of course, Rusev he's been like downplaying Lana for like the last couple weeks since Extreme Rules, really, and it turns out, people, I don't know if you heard this, but backstage news talks on having like Lana like quitting on Rusev at Payback and having her cost him the match, which that way they'll split Rusev and Lana. Don't know how that's going, but yeah, Rusev, he was okay on the mic, I guess, but honestly, it's kind of hard to get into like what Rusev's saying if we all know that Cena's gonna win the I Quit match anyway, which is why I really do not get like why are we doing the I Quit match when we already know Cena's gonna win. Honestly, the Russian Chain match should have been it. It was terrible, but it should have been it. Now, of course, he called Cena out for a little face off, which we all know Cena's gonna accept. I actually cannot wait to see it on Monday Night Raw. Now, moving on from that, we had a 6-man tag team match. It was the New Day, the tag team champions, Big E, Kofi, and Xavier Woods. Which, by the way, people, can someone please tell me like who is the tag team champions? I know Big E and Kofi compete in the match, but they like interchange those championships so much on those teams. Like, just keep the belts on Big E and Kofi, Xavier Woods. Like, why don't you actually do something and stop holding the tag team belts? I can't stand that. But yeah, it was them taking on Cesaro, Kid, and the big guy, Ryback, which he was pretty good. This 6-man tag team match was actually pretty damn good. Like I said, to me, it was the best match of the night. It should have been the main event, honestly. That also served the catalyst to serve between Ryback and Bray Wyatt as they look to extend their feud a lot more. We didn't see Bray. He just like played his little vignette, like as he's about to pop out. Ryback got distracted, and the New Day walk away with a win. Now I gotta say about the New Day, I don't like the gimmick, but I do like the teamwork. Like I said, I don't have to like the gimmick, but I do like the teamwork because the teamwork, like, I'm not gonna say it's like the Shield because they are nothing like the Shield, believe it or not. But they do have the Shield tendencies in terms of working together as a team. I will grant them that. I actually do hope that we get Cesaro and Kid taking on New Day, taking on the Lucha Dragons. I would love to see that. I think that would be a pretty badass match. Yeah, anyway, moving on, we then had another segment. Actually, I'm gonna like skip the two more interviews that we got. Renee Young interviewed both Randy Orton and Roman Reigns. Randy Orton and Roman Reigns. Do I really need to say more? I mean, they were fun. Those interviews, they were fun for what they were. Of course, they know they served the catalyst throughout the show. Yeah, now moving on to the next match, it was Naomi taking on Emma. It was fine. It was enjoyable. Like I said, the SmackDown matches that we get, sometimes they're enjoyable and sometimes they're not. That's why it's kind of hard to tune in for SmackDown. It's kind of hard to tune out of SmackDown, believe it or not. But yeah, we actually got Tamina's return on Monday when she and Naomi attacked the Bella Twins. Now, I know we're probably going to get Naomi versus Nikki Bella for the title at Payback, which is where I think Naomi should win the belt. But I gotta say, in terms of Tamina's situation, I said this on Tuesday in my review when I was reviewing with Jake. I told him that I just don't like the way Tamina's been handled in like the bodyguard manager situation. I really think she can be above the manager and bodyguard situations. Like, I don't know what it is when it comes to WWE, but they always have made so many missteps when it came to Tamina. I don't know if some of that has to be like injuries or maybe it's not great booking, but WWE, stop putting her in the manager role. Put her in the title picture at least. Like, let her go for a run for the championship. I'm tired of seeing her like this. But yeah, anyway, moving on, we actually had the main event, which was the Lucha Dragons taking on Los Matadors. The match actually picked up at the end. I will give them that. But like I said, again, the match was just there to fill time. Like I said, I think the 6-man tag should have made a better, not that tag team match because it was standard. Now, what was interesting at the end was one of the Los Matadors, I believe it was Diego. He got frustrated because of the win. I honestly don't know why WWE doesn't want to put the tag straps on certain tag teams. Like, I'm going to give you a few examples. Primetime players, they don't win the tag straps. Los Matadors, they don't win the belts. What is another tag team I can think of? Oh, Harper and Rowan, they never won a belt. It's like certain tag teams that I believe, and I think we all can really agree on that can win tag team gold. WWE just does not put the belts on. I think Harper and Rowan would have had a great tag team championship run. I think the Primetime Players will have a great tag team up. They would just give them a chance. Los Matadors, maybe. This could be the split between Los Matadors. Honestly, I don't care. I don't think anybody else will care. And of course, we had an interview with my man, Seth Rollins, which, by the way, I love the way what he did at the end. I love the way his interview was made. He was great. And of course, we got to the final segment of the night. It was the contract signing for the WWE World Heavyweight title match. Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Dean Ambrose, and the champ, Seth Rollins. Now, This was actually really good. I loved every single bit, and I really liked the way on how Seth's character kind of like played into like let's pit I want to pit these guys against each other. What can I do to make the odds be in my favor more? And especially, and it's kind of funny because Ambrose, Reigns, and Orton knew what they were doing, but somehow they still fell for it at the end. Like Randy Orton hit the RKO. Reigns hit the Superman punch on Orton. I believe Dean got taken out by Kane. Like I said, there was just so much mayhem going on. It was awesome for me to watch. I, I I'm not really much of a big fan when it comes to the contract signings and the way they end, mostly because we've seen it so many times, and usually somebody, I mean not usually, like someone always gets hurt. They always get hurt. But yeah, of course, Seth Rollins, he comes out standing on top, and that is the end of SmackDown. SmackDown, I give it a C. Like I said, the only good match for me was the 6-man tag, and the last segment was great. Nothing very much for you to say on my part. As far as I'm concerned, that was your SmackDown review, and let me know how I did, folks, and tune into our little payback preview next week. We'll be breaking down all the matches for you. Like I said, as far as I'm concerned, peace out.